Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. You're watching our in-depth video review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, the true successor to the 7-inch original Android-powered tablet. Now this guy is packing some updated hardware, for example, dual-core processor, and features also Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich. But the best thing going for it is the $250 price point it's given, so it's really keeping its eye on the Amazon Kindle Fire. Design-wise, there isn't anything jaw-dropping with the tablet, and it bears some of the same design characteristics found with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. It's fairly skinny, balanced weight to it. It's constructed out of this titanium plastic cover, which gives it a very clean look and slick feel in the hands, easily held with one hand, but overall, it's quite conventional by today's standards. So the Galaxy Tab 2 still features a 7-inch display, a 1024 by 600 resolution, which isn't anything spectacular by today's standards. And of course, it doesn't have the best details out there, nor the highest pixel density, but for even fine text like this at the icons, we're still able to make out. But if you're in a web browser in a zoomed out view, kind of difficult to make out the garbled text. Now it relies on a super PLS LCD display, which exhibits some very natural looking color tones, which is nice. Also decent viewing angles, but it's nothing really awe-inspiring when compared to some other display types out there in the market. Towards the top right corner of the tablet, the only thing we find here is just a front-facing VGA camera for self-portraits, and of course, the occasional video chatting session. On the right edge of the tablet, we definitely like the raised volume control and also dedicated power button. They have a good amount of tactility, and also features an IR blaster, which turns the tablet into a universal remote. Meanwhile, on the left side of the tablet, we just have a micro SD card slot, and for the European version, it also has the SIM card slot there as well. Up top, we just have the 3.5mm headset jack and the microphone. And on the bottom, we find Samsung's 30-pin proprietary connection port and the left and right speakers. And finally, in the rear, we have the 3.2 megapixel camera, no autofocus unfortunately, and no flash. It's outlined with a chrome trim. One of the biggest things that we're relieved about to see on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 is the fact that it's running Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich out of the box. There's no upgrade, it's there from the get-go, which is still a rarity when you think about some of the devices that have launched recently. And of course, it features Samsung's TouchWiz user interface running on top of it. And to tell you the truth, it doesn't really deviate much from previous versions of TouchWiz. You have all those live home panels there, and you have access to the mini apps tray, which layers on top whatever you're doing, which, it's nice that you have that, but too bad you can't use other applications. You're only limited with these options, but still, you have all the full personalization found with Android as a whole. Sadly, we're disappointed with the performance of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2. It just seems to exhibit some choppiness with its operation, despite the fact that it's packing a 1 GHz dual-core processor with 1 GB RAM, and also the most up-to-date Android experience in Ice Cream Sandwich. It's even prevalent if you're using a static wallpaper, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And even here, the main menu, you notice that it's just choppy, and that's just something we see consistently throughout its operation. Being a 7-inch tablet and all, we find using the portrait-style keyboard a lot more comfortable to use than the landscape one. That's just because our fingers are actually able to encompass the entire layout without stretching much. And on top of that, it exhibits a really good responsive rate, so it's able to keep up with our peppy movement. With landscape, you can't use like a regular keyboard with both hands. It just doesn't seem comfortable. And of course, we've got to stretch out our fingers a little bit more. Out of the box, the tablet doesn't have flash installed, but we quickly installed it and we're pleasantly surprised by the performance. You could tell it's able to give us that desktop-like experience. It's running flash content, doesn't really stutter that much with its operation, and for the most part, we're very happy with it. So here's the TouchWiz music player. It lacks the visual presentation, but it's more than functional at its core. It has this coverful-like look to it, but when you stop on a particular song, it plays it. But as far as the audio quality of the speaker, it's sufficiently strong, it doesn't strain, and it also features a bunch of different equalizer settings to better enhance the quality. As expected, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 handles high-definition videos with no problems at all. The video we have here is encoded in DivX 1920 by 1080 resolution. You can tell maintaining a good fluid rate, no slowdown or lag. It's nice, but we're not overly impressed just because we've seen better displays out there in the market. Don't get us wrong, we're grateful to find the tablet featuring a 3.2 megapixel camera, especially for its price point, but it lacks autofocus, and on top of that, its quality is pretty abysmal, just because it tends to overexpose shots and has a distinctive bluish color reproduction, and in low lighting conditions, it's extremely noisy with its quality, and details a little bit on the faint side with some bland colors. Strangely, the tablet fares better when it comes to shooting 720p videos. They're a lot more pleasant looking. Like it shoots at 29 frames per second, so pretty consistent, average looking details. Though its audio recording is a little bit, picks up some background noise, but as a whole, they're more than acceptable. Tucking away a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, we're pleasantly surprised by the battery life out of the tablet. We're able to get 3 days out of light usage, and normal usage a little bit over a day and a half, so it's more than adequate for most people. At the same time, we didn't have any issues as far as Wi-Fi connectivity. It's able to connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot over 30 feet away and doesn't fluctuate that much. Frankly, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 isn't the most drool-worthy tablet we've checked out, nor is it the worst. It just has this perfect blend of features and price point that really captures our attention. At $250, it easily competes against the Amazon Kindle Fire, and what you get is a full-featured tablet with cameras on board, so you can do video chat, take photos and videos, and you have also the full fidelity of the Android ecosystem with Ice Cream Sandwich out of the box, so that's pretty nice. And again, for $250, it's really hard to not like it. So if you'd like to learn more about the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, you can check out our website, guys, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. As always, thanks for watching.